Just to let you guys know, this video is sponsored by MobileCentrics. Hey everyone, it's Dustin with TechMD, coming at you with S22 Ultra. I'm actually quite excited for this phone repair, and we're going to be using 3 cameras, also recording live, and I'll be deleting the live copy once we have the original copy in. So a dog chewed on it. Luckily didn't get the back. And we're using the modified international parts to make this work today for the United States market. They actually cut out the frame right there, as you can see, so we can fit the 5G antenna in. Since the United States parts are not available, it's pretty nice to get these parts. Okay, so first things first is we are going to, some of the tools that we need, we're going to use Captain's tape to cover the lens. And I'm going to be running at 120 degrees Celsius on my hot pad. It runs a little hotter than everybody else like to, but I do this because I'm able to remove the back glass without damaging anything. So this is kind of like a heat resistant tape if you don't know what Captain's tape is. And it helps deflect some of the heat from the hot pad. It's already warmed up, so we're gonna set it on the hot pad now. So we just put it on the heat pad for 120 degrees Celsius for between 3 to 5 minutes. And you just let that sit there until it gets hot to the touch, and we're gonna do some gloves. So I like to use T7000 to re-glue stuff down if required. Also, I use iPlastic and iFlex and some plastic tools to disconnect, and then I use a 00 screwdriver as well. I'm gonna just get my gloves on to prevent me from burning myself. Just to let you guys know, this video is sponsored by MobileCentrics. Just got the AKO for him to say we're good to go. So where you can get these very specialized parts that I can't find anywhere else is at MobileCentrics. I'll put the link in the description. But basically, everybody else sells the international model, and they don't offer the actual Dremel already out. I don't know how to do it. This is the first time I actually had the screen, so I don't know if you can just grab an international part and then use a some kind of blade or something to cut it out, but I'm pretty sure the frame's really strong, so I don't think it's something that's going to be super easy to do. U-Break I fixed, told him they wouldn't do it because he had the blue one and it was matte and this one's gloss, but I don't care. He's okay with the color. So yeah, this is the parts. It looks pretty interesting inside. I like these kind of cable connectors here instead of a long cable going across. We can actually connect a cable directly to the display. So looks like there's a speaker already integrated into the frame. So that's interesting as well. And then your touch pen and your Wi-Fi charger for your pin here, and your button connector. It looks like you can literally see right through some sensors right here. Probably detect your face, light sensors, ambient sensors. All right, we're finally up to the temperature. So I like to just initially, I'm a little bit different than everybody else. Some people like to use all kinds of different techniques, but I like to just initially just get in just a tiny bit and then use an iPlastic tool. And then it should be able to cut the adhesive right along the frame without breaking screen or back glass or anything like that, especially if you got it warm enough. So we just run our tool, a few centimeters in, nothing too crazy. If you guys want to watch the non-live version, this video hopefully will be up here in the next 10 days. Usually it's like a month and a half out, but this video is certainly one on YouTube. Alright, we're able to preserve most of the adhesive, which is good. I like to reseal it with the same adhesive if we can. If you are missing any adhesive, then you can use T7000 or remove it. Use T7000 or put a brand new one on, or test a tape. That's always a challenge. T7000 is like some of my favoriteest glue. So just using a 00 screwdriver here to remove all the screws. I always organize my screws just in case they're different sizes. We want to put them back exactly where we found them, preferably. So excited to finally get to check this phone out. I had one other person who was interested, but couldn't get the parts in time for him. Where is my... Use a magnetizer to help pull out the screws if they're being stubborn. Which one was being stubborn? I don't see it. Alright, now we got all the screws out. Let's go ahead and take out the pin while we're thinking about it. And we're gonna go ahead and take out the SIM tray. I just use a pentalobe driver. Some people use the SIM card popper. It's on the bottom here, just right there. He's using another phone at the moment because his dog chewed it up and was waiting for the part for me to get it in. It's actually the girlfriend's dog, right? Yeah, he's sitting here watching on our TV back here. I have it streamed to our customers so they can watch all of our repairs, or at least the repairs I do on my desk. So I'm just loosening up some of the cables. This is the NFC charger, Wi-Fi charger, or NFC connector, I should say. Well, what is that thing called? NFC something. Okay, so we just disconnected the battery, main cable, second main cable. I think this is the LCD cable. Lots of cables here. 5G cable here. Come on. This one does not want to come loose. There we go. Disconnect. Sorry about the camera view on the live view, guys. This is the best I can do because I already have 4 cameras filming. So yeah, nothing I can do about that. Okay, we're gonna disconnect the ear speaker, I think. No. What is this? Oh, this is the sensor on the back. I don't know what sensor that is. Okay, we're gonna disconnect the front cable, front camera. And the pen digitizer. We're looking for any invisible screws. We want to lift up the board unless all the screws are removed. Last thing we want to do is bend the board. trying to find a lift point. Here we go. I'm poking it with my spludger right there. Let's move the battery out of the way. Don't create any shorts. And carefully move the motherboard. Holy moly, this thing is heavy. It's noticeable more weight. That's crazy. Double layer board as usual. And it is almost the whole entire, so yeah, double layered all the way to the, all around the camera here. The camera module is obviously huge, but we're gonna set that aside. We don't need a, it's not much of a learning video. This is more, let's get this screen fixed video. I think this might be glued down. Your international ones, I think it'll be more looking like this over here. Yeah, it's not exactly wanting to come up. Okay, so we're gonna just leave that alone. And then it has that horrible glue around the front camera here, so we're gonna leave that alone momentarily. Let's go ahead and pop off the rear loudspeaker. Set that aside. Go ahead and just disconnect some of these cables, get them out of our way. The screen. If you guys have a good screen, you can send it into Mobile Centrics, and they'll give you credit. I don't have the credit price yet for them, but definitely save onto your good screen if you have no lines, discoloration, or touch issues. It's a good way to get some money back if you're buying the part from Mobile Centrics. I personally use, I'd say about 80% of all my purchases are from Mobile Centrics. They tend to have cheaper pricing and reliable parts and fast shipping. There's your charge port. It has a whole bracket around there, so you'd have to remove the bracket to desolder this, or you buy another one of these for $10, $20. You got all your antenna connectors, microphone, and SIM tray all in one little board. They're just really trying to maximize space. Yeah, I doubt that was going to come up. So the battery is probably glued down really tightly, but just to make sure that it is, we're going to just check it real quick with our eye assessment tool. We're getting 0 movement from this. So as expected, they glued it down. I'm going to be putting this on my hot pad. I always use 120 degrees Celsius, but if your screen is good, move that temperature down to 90 degrees Celsius or lower. You don't want to be ruining anything. These should come up without any alcohol. Just pull them up once the frame gets up to temp, and then this will pick out the glue. So I just set it down for about 5 minutes, and away we go. But in the meantime, we're going to pause the main video and I'll show the live viewers what we're doing here. Also, if your phone is probably like 6 months or older, you can take some tweezers here and dig out any gunk. He already has a little dirt ball right there. A lot of times people get dirt, dust, pocket, lint, etc., etc. And you can clean that out pretty effectively with some tweezers. You just don't want to, dig at the pins here. So right now I'm just touching it here just to verify it's got up to temp. It's getting pretty darn warm, so I should be able to remove that battery with ease. First things first is I do the battery, and as you can see, comes right up. Just be careful, you can puncture the battery, lights on fire, goes smoky. if you leave it on the heater on accident for 120 degrees Celsius for more than 3 to 5 minutes, you could definitely destroy the battery, cause it to bloat, and life would be miserable. Especially on this phone, finding a battery for this phone might be a little challenging. So I'm just moving the camera cable around here and attempting to remove the soft glue around the camera. You don't want to poke in too deep. I've seen one of my technicians in the past, he just dug right into the crevice and destroyed the original good screen. It was just cracked only. And also removing it from the new one. Some of them come with the new adhesive, and sometimes you have to transfer the camera. This is on the S21. I don't know how common that will be on the S22 Ultra, but just be aware that you need to keep your original camera if you can, because they might be different with international. So here's the moment of truth. This is why Mobile Centric sponsored this. Oh man. And why it is important to get the part there until other places start taking that out for us. Unless you want to drill out a frame, no thank you. Not a really expensive part such as this. I will continue buying from Mobile Centrics with these parts. Now, if you're wondering if this was original, yep, came in the service pack. It's premium, which means original. But refurbished tend to be almost just as good, if not on the same level in my opinion. So I don't care either way if it's premium or original, or premium or refurbished. I'm assuming the refurbished ones will be not international, and you don't have to worry about that 5G antenna not fitting. Okay, so just putting the front camera in here, and we're going to rebuild this entire phone back up. Since this is my first S22 Ultra, I am taking my time. I'm not speeding through this. There's no reason to do that. But overall, it's very similar to the S20 Ultra. I don't see much of a difference. Or S21 with the cable like here. So, the S21 Ultra is completely different because of the antenna over in the corner. Okay, so just want to make sure we're not missing nothing. Carefully put our motherboard into our new frame. Moment of truth, if it all fits. Might have to be angled down a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to try is, let's go ahead and pull out this camera just because I don't want it to get in the way. Oh, here we go. That's the problem. This little pen charger got in our way. This is why you don't do a lot of force, a lot of pressure, just in case you miss something. With all my experience, I still can miss a little cable underneath the motherboard. Plus it's 8:15 p.m. here, so having ate dinner and I'm ready to go to sleep here in a minute. Right. Let's put the front camera in. And let's do battery next. So the battery still has really strong adhesive, so no need to replace that. How's the entertainment so far?
Actually pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Think you learning how to fix it yourself?
I would be so lost.
Yeah. You know, I'm working on trying to become more entertaining on YouTube, but I'm so educational. I'm more like the history teacher that can sometimes bore you.
Nah, history is like my favorite, so you're good.
My videos, I try to miss zero detail. So that way, if you're just brand new amateur at this, you can tackle it with the right tools. So after putting the loudspeaker in here, we're going to go ahead and start screwing down all the screws. Okay, so this is another thing that you need to be aware of. There is no screws, holes for the international frame for the 5G antenna. That's not a big deal. The main thing is you would just want the antenna broadcasting along the frame. Trying to think here if I want... Yeah, this would be just fine just to sit in here. You don't even need to move these off. But I think what we're gonna do, because I would be a little worried about this poking out too far and causing the back glass to not sit down. I think what we should do on the international one is just to carefully separate this piece from our 5G antenna. Okay, we separated the bracket. Come on. This thing's fun to plug into. There we go. See, it gets in there nice and flush. Don't have to worry about nothing. I prefer that, looks better than having this metal bracket on if you're using international frame for the United States modified. Okay, let's get this connector up with the sensor on it. Still can't believe how many video cameras I have filming right now. It is nuts. Wow, okay. And all right, let's go ahead and connect our battery. This needs to move over just a tad. And we're close to putting this back on, so we're gonna go ahead and throw it on the heater for 3 minutes and be ready to slap that back on and seal it. Put our bracket on carefully, not scratching or damaging any components inside. At least there was no surprises this year with the antenna Like last year, you had a different screwdriver just to remove those antenna pieces for the S22 Ultra. But this year, I guess we have the surprise with the frame, but I've seen that in the past with other Samsung, so it's not that big of a deal. Do you have your SIM card? I want to test service, make sure everything works. So we're going to leave these two screws out because obviously there's no screw holes for that. Thanks. Plug our card in. Check our cameras, make sure I didn't accidentally fingerprint anything. Oh, okay. He doesn't have it charged. There we go. Now the charger is just going too slow apparently. Interesting though, it has plastic on the side, but no plastic on the screen. How disappointing. Now for the boring part, testing. That's why my live viewership is dropping. They want to see me screw it up. Got 5G service, rock and rolling. Right, make sure there's no glass here when you put your nice shiny screen back on. It's gonna die here quickly. Okay, and then take your back. If, like I said, if you need T7000, put some down. I didn't have to use it at all today. It's very hot. It's burning my hands, in fact. I'm gonna take a rag and then press for a full 30 seconds to a minute. And you take off this. Check your cameras. Check your calls. Check everything. Make sure it's all working. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one. See ya.